like to talk with you a little bit about Danza Danza Fanciulla Gentile, the Durante song that is available for you to audition with for Allstate. This song is a wonderful song, very fast and energetic and fun, but there are some things definitely to be aware of even before you choose this song for yourself, or if you're a teacher, for your student. I feel like no matter what key is chosen for this tune, you have to have some strength in the lower part of your voice. And so if you're talking about a young soprano who is not comfortable with the lower part of her voice, even the high key is going to be challenging when we have lower parts marked forte. This can cause some confusion with young singers that you are trying to talk registration with, trying to help young altos in particular to be wise with their chest voice and to be embracing head voice. I'm not sure danza is the place for that, but it's certainly a fun song and it moves nicely. The movement can be a problem though. There are, in both editions, there are breaths clearly marked, very obvious places where we're supposed to breathe, but there's never any time to do it. It's often a very quick breath with often without a rest present. You have to create a rest. And so in those times, your singers are going to have to be prepared to trim the rhythm, to trim the ending note so that they have time to get a good breath and come in for the next phrase. And help them to not get too frantic in these catch breaths that are in this song. I think it's most important for us to talk about, however, the differences between the two editions. You guys are able to do the 24 or the 26 Italian songs and arias, and they're quite different. I believe that the 24 Italian songs and arias edition has a better high key. It's just a half-step difference, but it's a pretty big difference when we're talking about hanging out on an F or hanging out on an F sharp. At least for me, it's a little trickier to be light and easy on that F sharp. And so if you're choosing a high key, especially for a tenor, I would think that the 24 would be a better choice. The 24 is also perhaps better because it's written in 3/4. That's an editorial choice of the time. The original was written in 6/4, and so when you look at the 26 Italian Songs and Arias version, it is in the original 6/4, which is doesn't pose a lot of problems, but I don't think many of our young students are accustomed to looking at 6/4 and to navigating those broad bars, and so they might be more comfortable in 3/4, which they've probably sung in more frequently. Also, however, the 3/4 in the 24 Italian Songs and Arias creates a hemiola later in the song that isn't visually present in the 26, although the feeling of being offbeat certainly still is there, but the visual of carrying a note across the bar is not present in the 26 Italian Songs and Arias version. You have some very different syllabification, and in the third verse, even completely different text. And so, you know, if you get into that situation where you have the wrong CD or the wrong book and you're trying to just switch out, it's not going to work out in this song because there are some pretty drastic differences. Also, if you have different students singing from different editions for each other, make sure they understand that they're both correct and that neither one of them is wrong. The 26 Italian Songs and Arias has, as usual, some ornamentation available that is completely optional, but they're pretty fun. And the 26 Italian Songs and Arias has, the 24 at the end has higher note values present and no ornament optional, no optional melody. But at the 26 at the end, the very, very end, notoriously has this very low option for you to take, and they actually write that as the larger note values, and the easier melody is written as optional small note values, and I really don't necessarily recommend that your singers take the low melody there at the end. Also, the 24 Italian Songs and Arias, when it was edited, they added a whole slew of staccato markings, accents, tenuto markings that are perhaps unnecessary concerns for the students, but if they're singing from that edition, it's perhaps possible that the judges would expect them to be executing all of those markings. If they're singing from the 26, none of them are marked. There's none of that extra articulation to be bothered with. And so, I hope you have fun with this song. It's a romp.